Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the July Valley High Studio Calico kit. And here are some of the products I may be using. A lot of it is from the kit, but also a lot of it is from the stuff that I had pulled aside to use with the kit. And I kind of already pre-chosen my embellishments. At this point I didn't know if I wanted to use the yellow, the gray, or the blue buttons, which I don't end up using buttons at all. And I had pulled out a few of my scraps and then a few sheets that were in the full. And I'm going to use that October afternoon as the background. And again, I'm trying to force myself to use pattern papers as my background. And I didn't know which photo I was going to put on this. I knew what I wanted it to be, what the general thing, like the general layout was going to be about. And I spent literally like, I don't know, 45 minutes looking in my photos for a picture of myself, and I could not find one. I think like when we went to New York, I had a few pictures of myself, but I think I've already scrapped them all. So I decided to go some other way. And then I cut up one of those glassine bags that the doilies come in that I just ordered. And then here are some of the bags that Studio Calico sends, some of our products in. And I have so many of those laying around. I had used one of those on a layout. And I mean, this is process video 144 or 45 or something like that. And I think it was on Scrapbook process number 9 that I had used one of those bags. So it was a long time ago. So I felt like it was time to use them again. And this is that blue right underneath that pattern matte paper from October afternoon. It is the second sheet of that paper that I use. And also that matte paper too. It has the chevron on the other side. And that is the second sheet of that too. So I'm anxious to see how many of even the second sheet that I have this month, because I seem to be pulling in from the second sheet quite a bit. So now I'm going to pull in that paper, and it's from Studio Calico, and I'm going to mat the whole thing on that. And I'm not even worried about being too straight. I'm just using my scissors for everything, because there's just so much texture between that bag that I cut up, the glassine bag that I also cut up, and then all the different pattern papers. I just found that it didn't matter that if whether or not they were cut straight or not. Now I'm looking for something that I can do my journaling on, but this is kind of white and everything else is cream. So I thought maybe of using one of the tags that came in this month's kit, but I didn't like how it looked. So now I'm looking through my 6x6 pattern papers, and I end up making a huge mess. Like my 6x6 paper packs, I guess, are in a basket, and I'm starting to have more than what the basket can hold. So they all came tumbling down on my floor. So that's just more mess I have to clean. And today I'm going to put about an hour on my room and keep going on that. So I chose a paper from Graphic 45, and it was the perfect vanilla shade, and it coordinated with the page really well. And now I'm going through my stickers and my die cuts to see what else I can put on this page. And I'm using my EK Success powder tool, and you can get that at Simon Says, and it's $5.99. And it's an awesome tool. What it does, it takes the stickiness away from the back of the sticker. So then you can move them about on your page without having to be afraid that it's going to, glue, and then you can't glue down, and then you can't move them around. So what I do at this stage is I decide to go with yellow for this layout. So now I go through all my embellishments, my die cuts, my stickers. I pull everything that I think might coordinate with this page, and I pull them out. And then it doesn't mean that I'm going to use it. It just means that it's all there and it's a possibility for me to use them. And I found ever since I started doing that, the pages are coming together a whole lot faster because I spend less time wondering, whether this goes or doesn't go, or I just put it all on my desk and then I figure out what coordinates. And now I'm going through my flares. And if you are wondering what this system is, I have a video. It's probably, maybe 40, 50 videos ago. Anyway, it's how I store my flare badges. And I show you step by step how I did it. And obviously, I didn't get them all in there yet. That's going to be part of my getting my scrapbook room all organized again. So I'm just looking for anything that'll coordinate with this layout. So I'm looking for anything yellow. So it's going to take me a few minutes to get through, all those little badges. So while I'm doing that, I'll, before I forget, this is the 8th page or 8th layout using the July Studio Calico kit. And it took me an hour and 22 minutes to complete. And I'm really enjoying this kit. I am loving the colors. I'm almost done the next page already. And I already, have papers pulled out for the next layout. So I'm really liking the combination of the colors this month. And I didn't think that yellow was a color that I really enjoyed, I guess. But ever since I started, scrapbooking more, and I'm finding yellow is one of my go-to colors. And I'm starting to like it more and more. So the video seems very, very dark. I think it was like, I don't know, quite late at night. Oh, and there you can see that I went to bed, and when I came back, it was daytime, and that's why it's so much lighter. And over the last weekend, we went to our Costco. One of my aught lights had burnt out, and anyway, they had aught lights on for $20. So I bought a new aught light because you can never have too many of those. And for $20, I mean, I couldn't pass it up. So now I'm going to take my tool and I'm going to, ink up all the edges. And now I want more texture. So I took the glassine paper and I kind of ruffled it all up. And then I'm going to start building my layers. And just by crumpling it, it just added more layers. So now I'm going to keep inking all the edges with my Memento Black. And I don't know, I'm sort of on a kick lately. I like to ink up my edges. And now I'm going to glue that to the bag, the partial bag that I cut out. And my glue is clogged up, so I'm going to unclog it. And because I found with the ATG it wasn't sticking well enough. So now I'm going to stick it to the background or the blue layer. And I'm going to ink that up too. And then I'm going to ink the two map papers. And I decided on that Statue of Liberty photo. And this page is, like I said, the last layout was my goal. And when I did that, I thought of a page that I've been wanting to do forever, and I haven't done it yet. And it is my bucket list. So I thought, I know there's a picture of me with the Statue of Liberty, and in front of the statue, and I was looking for that photo, but I think I've scrapped it already. Anyway, I just didn't feel like waiting, so I can get printed again, and so I just decided to use that. And I still like it because to me, and to a lot of people, the Statue of Liberty represents hope, and she was on my bucket list to go see. So, to go to New York City. So it fit the theme really well. So I'm going to use the October afternoon letters that came in this month's kit, the blue ones, and then I'm also going to use the honey one that came from my stash, and there's sort of a round letter sticker. And that's what I like about the kits, is because I had all kinds of those round sticky letters and I never used them because I thought, I don't know if I like them, but I kept buying them. Or I bought a few and then I stopped buying them because I thought, no, I really don't see how I could use them. But then they came in a kit one month, and I think it was those yellow ones, and I started using them, and now they are one of my favorite, alphas to use. I had cut out that little car from that October afternoon paper, and I think it's the back side of I actually used as my background. So that too, I used the second sheet of pattern paper. So on this layout, I have the background, that's my second sheet. I have the map paper, that's my second sheet, and the blue kind of funky rectangles that are on it, that light aqua. So that's 3 sheets that I used, just on this layout, that it's the second sheet. So I'm really liking how I'm getting that used up. So this is the back of that pattern paper that I had dug through my 6x6 papers, and I'm going to punch out a circle, or 3 circles, and it's only half circles because it wasn't big enough to cut out full circles, but that's all I need anyway. I always end up cutting them in half, so it worked out perfectly. So now I'm just going to play with all those stickers that, I had pulled out. And this is the stage where I decide what I'm going to end up using. And what I don't use, I just put it back in my stash and I use it on another layout. And a lot of times I'll just put it in those little round metal bottle caps that I have. And then the very next layout, they end up getting used. So they don't go to waste. And then I want to use that stamp set too that we got in one of the Studio Calico kits, and it worked out perfectly because it says, the places you'll go. And of course, on my bucket list, there's a lot of places that I would love to visit. So I took out those gray alphas thickers because I didn't know if I wanted to use the other ones. The ones from October afternoon are the thickers. But I decide on sticking with my first choice. Now I'm looking at those yellow tiny stickers, and I'm looking for some words that I could put on this page that coordinates. I keep buying those little tiny stickers, and I have a whole whack of them, and I wasn't using them. So by putting them, I was using them once in a while, but not enough, not for the amount that I had in my stash. So now by pulling them aside and having them in an iris container that's dedicated to, that I go there first after I pick through my Studio Calico kit, of course. I go there first, and so I've been using them quite a bit more. So now I'm going through that little bottle cap that I had pulled out some of the embellishments, and I'm going to use one of those geotags that came in the Freckled Fawn kit, and I had pulled those 2 aside so that I could use them with this kit. And one thing I like to do is I put the glue on top of the die cut and not behind, so that I know that I can still layer in behind it. If I know that the layers will go in front, then I'll glue in the back. But if I kind of figure that, maybe I'll put the layers in the back of this, then I put the glue on the front, if that makes any sense. So I clustered quite a few stickers and embellishment in that top. I have a label from Ellie Studio, some stickers from either My Mind's Eye or one of those sticker sheets. I can't remember who they were all from, but they're all My Mind's Eye, Jelly Bean, Bella Boulevard. And now I'm going to work on that other cluster. And same thing, I have stickers from, different companies. But even though they're from different companies, it still works fairly, really well. Not fairly well, really well. And I think I did this page before I saw this week's Glitter Girl episode, and I think it's called Let's Put It All Together. Anyway, she talks about pulling stuff from different manufacturers and getting it to work. So I think I might upload this layout 2-piece under the this week's Glitter Girls episode, because I did this even before, but it's exactly what it is. So I'll upload it to that. And sorry, I got distracted here. I was looking at the the video and I was like, what am I doing? But I wanted to put that tag underneath the washi tape, so I had to pull it off again, and it ended up ripping. And so now I'm going to ink up that stamp with the basic gray ink from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to stamp it right there on my journaling spot. And then I had pulled out 3 of those flares, and one has a camera, the other one has a light bulb, and then the other one has a globe on it. So I thought it worked out really well. And now I'm going to work on my title. And I just made sure that one of those circles was low enough that I could put the word list on it so that it didn't look like it was floating. So because I was putting those letters on that bag, I ended up adding extra glue so that they don't fall off. And that glue is by Scotch, and it's quick dry adhesive. And there's that 3rd flare that I'm going to be gluing down to the page. And I used some of those little triangles that came in this month's kit. And also some sequins that came in this month's kit. And they're like a gold yellow, so it coordinated with the page really well. Now I want to add some twine, and I want to use it in a different way. So I want to wrap the top here, and I'm going to fuss with that quite a bit. I'm going to tie it to the left, and then I think, oh well, no, it should be to the right because the cluster is over there. So I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to put it to the other side. And then once it's there, I don't like it because it's too cluttered, so I'm going to move it again. But before I do that, I'm going to add some twine to that geotag, and I'm just going to put it in a bow. And then I'm just going to tie a regular bow for the last one, and I'm going to put it to the bottom of the cluster. And I'm just going to add some quick dry adhesive, and I'm just going to put a glob of it and stick it in there. So this is where I decide to, go back and forth, and I'm going to eventually put it back to the left of the layout. And hopefully what I decided to do was every 6 or so minutes, I stop the recording and make sure that it's taping. And I'd rather, just have to do a 6-minute redo instead of having to do a whole 20 minutes. So hopefully it doesn't make it too choppy. I've done it for the last few videos, and I haven't seen that it was too choppy. So hopefully that works. And if you want to see some still pictures, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket or Studio Calico in the members gallery and just look for Nicole Jones 911. Or you can join me on Facebook, and I'm going to have the link in the description. Or you can go on Pinterest, and I also have that in the About tab on YouTube or on my bar where it says, it has my photo to the left. Pinterest is to the right. And if you click on that, it goes directly to my Pinterest account. And now I only wrote down 4 of my bucket list because I really want to really think about it. I just didn't want to write stuff, on the spur of the moment. I really want to think about this and really put my top 10 of what I would love to do. And so now I added some glimmer mist in the yellow and in the gray. And I'm going to show you some close-ups. And I'm just showing you all the different layers. And now some still pictures of every section of the layout. And that's it. Another page done. So thanks for watching. Bye.